Okay, so let's just like dive right into it. I wanted to actually start with something that you said in the reunion. It was just something that stuck with me, like personally as well. And you had said that you're quite critical of yourself. And so in turn, that makes you like critical of other people. What do you think it was that like helped you overcome that?
That like helped me overcome being like so self-critical.
Yeah, both critical like to yourself and to other people.
Honestly, um, like when I started loving myself, that changed everything for me. And it wasn't like anything specific that made me start to love myself. It was more just like life is so short and like we're not granted tomorrow. And so I remember just waking up one day and I was just like, I'm so done being treated like crap. I was in a really toxic relationship and I was like, I'm done with it. Helped me get out of that. Dropped the friends that like weren't good for me, and it just like it changed my like whole perspective on like life. And I've always been sweet, but I was a little bit judgmental in the past, and I'm just not that way anymore. But it was just like a moment. Like I woke up one day and I was like, I'm not doing this anymore.
I'm so done with that, yeah. Do you think it's about like talking to yourself more positively, making like the conscious effort to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Like we're given one body, and I think we need to like love what we're given and work with it. And I mean, obviously, like I've done certain things to make me feel better about myself, but that's not like what changed everything for me. But yeah, just like talking to family and like my close friends and leaning on them, and then journaling really helped me. Stuff like that, praying, stuff like that.
A lot of like self-love techniques. I love that. I love that. Do you think, with regards like the pods and stuff, do you think obviously like there were things that you didn't necessarily know about JP before you guys actually got engaged. Do you think if he hadn't have been there, there was like any potential for you to have matched with anyone else?
Probably so. I like talking to a few of the guys, but I was like so set on JP so early on that I feel like I kind of cut everybody else off too soon. So yeah, I think if he wouldn't have been there, I would have definitely made other connections.
Any like potential front runners?
I did have a number two choice, but he actually had like a different number one and I was his number two. So because we were both each other's number two, we were like, we cut it off.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
A decision that you regret?
Do I have, is that a decision I regret? Not
Yeah.
now, maybe like
No.
right after, yes, but not anymore.
Sure, sure. Because with like the pods and stuff, I feel like they maybe leave like a lot of the political stuff out of the edit, which, you know, I totally understand. It's like a fiery topic. Was political belief something that you and him had discussed?
Yes, like we didn't touch too much on it, but I knew his political beliefs and mine were similar. I didn't know to the ex like what extent, obviously, but we did talk about like a lot of our beliefs and values, and they lined up. And like obviously, y'all didn't get to see that, and I wish y'all would have, but because it looked like we literally like fell for each other in like 2 days, but that's not what happened. So.
So what is his political belief?
Well, if you can't tell from the American flag clothing, he is a conservative, and so am I. But I don't know like enough about it to judge anybody for, if you're a liberal, Democrat, conservative. I don't even know enough to talk about it. So I'm like, I'm good with whatever you are, kind of thing.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
yeah.
Because obviously there were like some I don't want to say like speculations, I guess, about JP and like obviously everyone was making like the January 6th jokes.
Yeah.
Did you just make sure that he wasn't there or
I didn't make sure. I didn't know, I yeah, those were cracking me up. But you know what? That's what he likes, so no judgment.
no? Um okay, maybe no
Yeah,
judgment from
I do
you.
judge him a little bit.
Yeah. Um, what else was I want to ask you? So there was also like speculation about like JP's sexuality.
Uh, well, he has a girlfriend. So,
Yeah, but do you know what? I had a beard when I was at school too. I'm just kidding.
yeah, I have no idea. I never asked anything like that. I never thought to ask anything like that. Also, that never really crossed my mind while we were in Mexico.
Yeah.
Uh, maybe after, like when we got home, but
Yeah, no, I don't like, I mean, I personally, as like a gay person, I don't really see it. I don't really get that vibe. So I was kind of a bit like, I thought it was a bit strange that other people were saying it, but
yeah,
you know, also my gaydar isn't 100% either, you know.
mine either.
Um, did you guys, obviously you just tell me if I'm,
No, you're fine. You're fine.
if you want to like plead the fifth, you totally can.
Yeah.
Wait, while you guys were in Mexico, were you actually intimate or not?
No, all we did was kiss. And like I
Okay.
don't even know if we ever made out.
Well, no, because he was giving you like the pecky kind of kisses.
Yeah.
Um,
There was
how
like
did
no sexual chemistry there at all.
no? I'll be real with you. I literally had a guy kiss me like that like last week, and I
You're like, I'm done, never again.
yeah, it was one of the worst kisses I've ever had in my life. I don't understand how people get that get that far in life without somebody telling them that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so JP, hi, if you're watching,
Well,
just some
now the
little
whole world
advice.
has told him, so maybe he's practiced his kissing.
Yeah, like he's with this new girl now who obviously he has just, I don't know, he's hard launched, I guess, on Instagram. Because when I heard this, I was like, let me see this girl. She better not have an ounce of makeup on that face.
Hmm.
And she
She
doesn't.
she didn't. No,
Like-
maybe a little bit of eyeliner in like one photo, and that was it. He got what he wanted.
I'm glad that you look too.
Yeah, I was like zooming.
Because like this whole like obsession with like women not wearing makeup at all, it's so old fashioned to me, like when we're in 2023.
Yeah.
You know how Izzy said that like he was getting off when Stacy was arguing with Johnny? Do you think that JP just like masturbates over The Handmaid's Tale?
Probably so. I think he's like an old soul in a weird way. Uh, oh my gosh, you're too funny. I didn't, wasn't, I don't think I was expecting this.
I, I was just so like, babe, I was so uncomfortable for you. Firstly, with like the kisses and stuff, but also like what I didn't understand was if he saw you for the first time and then like okay, let's just say that wasn't his personal taste of how you had done your makeup. If that was the issue, how then, like 3 days later, when you hadn't been wearing makeup for the next 3, 4 days, was he still silent? That was what I didn't understand.
Well, and that's what I said to him. I was like, I haven't worn makeup. Like I've been barefaced the whole time we've been in Mexico. So, and also, like, what girl does not want to wear makeup? One, on TV, two, when they're being like proposed to. Like, that's so ridiculous. And so I mentioned that, but still didn't get a clear answer.
No, well, I mean, from our point of view, it looked like you just sometimes you weren't getting
So like,
you weren't
what?
getting you weren't getting answers at all.
Oh, yeah, no, not at all. No, I remember there was a time, and this obviously wasn't filmed, but there was a time like where we didn't talk for a complete hour. And I remember I was like, I'm just going to be silent and I'm going to see if he'll like bring up conversation, if we'll talk. Didn't talk. We went to our excursion, which y'all saw, like us ride those little, whatever the hell those things are. And he didn't talk to me the entire way there. And I remember just being like, what in the world? And the cameras weren't on us then. So it's like, it wasn't just the cameras. And I think Stacy even said that at the reunion, like, what about when the cameras were not on you? Because it was still the same stuff.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you that too. Like, were there any scenes that were cut where it was like, oh, okay, you guys actually did communicate a little bit?
There was a time that we did have a really good conversation in Mexico. I think that was literally the only good conversation we had. Um,
Was
Other
that
than that, do what?
was that one that we saw?
No, you didn't see it. And it was like a good conversation. We were like kind of laughing with each other and stuff. And I was hopeful that we would like get back to that point, but um, we just didn't. And other than that, it was mostly just like bickering, and I don't like to bicker. I felt super uncomfortable. I didn't feel loved at all. And I don't know. It was weird. It was that awkward feeling, like almost like one of those weird first dates, when you're like, I want to get the hell out of here. That's how I felt like the entire time in Mexico.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it would have just been like so weird, I guess also for you to have had conversations in the pod and then go to Mexico and then it changes.
Yeah.
Um, like how like if he'd have gone in the sea, I'd have been like, oh, did the sea witch take his voice? Like the Little Mermaid. But you had said that you had like moments of blank conversations in the pod. Was that a red flag for you then? Or like,
No. Not then. I didn't really pick up on it. And I even had like one of my Renee, which I think you talked to her.
mm,
Her like guy on the show had told Renee like I don't think they're a good fit. He's super quiet. Like how are they a good fit basically? And I was like that's so stupid. Like I'm ignoring that. So I did ignore that comment. I guess I could have listened to that a little bit better, but like I had my mind made up and I wasn't gonna let a little bit of silence or awkwardness ruin that.
yeah, totally. Well, just like while we're on this topic, let's take like a brief little detour about Taylor, I mean, about Renee and Carter. I'm like, you there? Looks frozen. Obviously, it was like bombshell after bombshell when I spoke to Renee the other day. You are obviously Team Renee,
Obviously, yeah.
as am I.
Who is Team Carter? I'm not sure.
No, and I saw that he has now got this thing, like he's now reckons he's gonna like spill some tea.
He has no tea to spill. That's what's funny.
Well, no, I heard one thing and I was literally,
Renee has already shared that though, so it's
oh,
like,
let's see.
yeah, she shared it on her Instagram today
What was it?
about her OnlyFans.
Oh, yeah, that's what I heard too.
Did you hear something else?
No, that was what I heard.
And Renee shared it. Like, she doesn't care. She's open about it. I mean, I think he thinks he's got like this hold on her in a way because she's been talking about him, and it's like, no, you don't have anything. So,
Yeah, no, I was like, so what?
yeah, who cares?
Yeah, you're literally like have all of these claims of like being abusive and buying drugs from your little league team, and now you're just like dropping the bombshell that she has an OnlyFans. You're just going to send traffic to her page.
Right. Make her some money.
Yeah, 100%. So there was like, okay, so let's go back. Sorry, let's go back to the barbecue and stuff like that. When you were watching it, when you were watching it unfold, were you thinking like, this is off key?
Which part? The whole thing? I mean,
Specifically the bit between Johnny and Stacy.
um, so I like both of them. So it's hard for me to like talk on either of them, but I could see where Stacy's coming from, and I know she's not coming from like a bad place or she wasn't coming from a bad place. But I guess I just can't talk bad about either of them. I'm not one to do that. But yeah, I mean, I think Stacy, the way she like said it was rough. Watching back, I was like, oh, she got her. But also, I know that Johnie had said things that Stacy didn't like, and so I think it was just like they don't see eye to eye. They don't get along, and I think sometimes run across that with girls. Like, girls can be catty, you know? So,
Yeah, like with anyone, like we can't all get along.
yeah.
Do you think she should have apologized at the reunion or no?
No, I mean, if she doesn't like her, she doesn't like her. Why apologize, you know? Like, I guess you apologize if you feel sorry about it. Maybe she just doesn't feel bad.
Well, no, she obviously doesn't.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I also, I don't know. It's so hard for me to, like, I feel like there's so many sides for our season. Like, it's like you either like this person or you either like this person for multiple different people. And for me, I'm like, I like everybody and I want everybody to get along. So that's hard for me.
I guess it's difficult because you're closer to Stacy, but when you guys were in the pod, it looked like initially you and Renee were like comforting Johnny.
Hmm. Yeah, so like I said, I tried to like stay friendly and have tried to stay friendly with everybody. Because like when you're there, those are the girls that you lean on. That's literally all you have. You don't have a phone, you don't have a TV, you don't have your family, you don't have your friends. And so I tried to like stay out of the drama, you know, as much as possible. But Renee was my bestie there. But I definitely got along with Stacy. To me, Stacy was like, I always like we talk about this. She was like my mom there. Like she like took care of me and stuff. And Johnie and I got along. So obviously I want both of them to, and I wanted and I still do want both of them to be happy. So it wasn't necessarily like me picking sides or picking Johnie. It was just like Johnny's sad, I need to comfort her. If Stacy was sad, it's like, okay, I need to comfort her kind of thing.
Sure. Because obviously Stacy had tagged you in the post after the reunion. Did she like, I'm guessing you weren't one of the people that contacted Johnny to be like, oh, I didn't speak to Stacey about that.
No, but I so I'm really close with Stacy, but I it was filmed a year and a half ago. I can't really speak on like what was said, but I do know that Johnny had said something about Stacy's looks, and so then Stacy was like, "Can I tag you in that?" I was like, "Sure." I don't really care, you know, up to you guys. But I know I think Johnny had said it to like multiple people. Um, it wasn't just to me.
Yeah, because when we did the live the other day, she had said that, she had made a comment saying that, she thinks Stacey would be Izzy's type more so just because she's blonde, or like maybe he'll like her more because she's blonde, or I think it was that she had suggested she was blonde, so
Yeah.
she was like, oh, maybe Izzy picked her because of that. But she was like, I never said anything about her to be like, oh, she's not hot.
Yeah. And like I said, I don't really know. I don't really remember. And yeah, I mean, maybe that is true that she just said because she's blonde, she'd like her more. Like I said, I don't really have beef with any of them, so and
I
I
love
don't
it. You're
want
just
beef
trying to
with
give
any
like,
of them.
pardon.
I said, and I don't want beef with either of them.
No, no, no. I can see you're being extremely nice, and I'm just like, give me the dirt. Um, no, so this season obviously was like really quite unique with just how like things went down in that they literally only followed two couples.
Yeah.
Like, where do you think it went wrong? Do you think it was more production or like casting or like they followed the wrong stories?
No, they didn't follow the wrong stories, obviously, because like Lydia and Milton are still together, and Stacy and Izzy went far, and I think they did have a lot of love for each other. I think and you know, me and JP cared about each other and stuff. So I think what they did is they picked people that they thought had these like true feelings for each other, because I know some of the couples coming back engaged, it ended very fast. And it's like maybe they caught on to that, maybe they caught on to something they didn't or we didn't. And so I think for them, they just picked people that they thought were very in it. And I'm not saying the other people weren't, but they didn't work out, you know, like very fast. So I don't think it was production. And I mean, casting could have been a lot better on the guy's side. I'm not going to lie.
Hmm.
It was rough over there. So maybe if they would have picked a better cast guy wise, there would have been more people to work out.
Do you think just with regards to like the claims of what has happened with Carter and especially with Tran, do you think like they need to do more research into who they're casting on the show?
I think
Yeah.
so. Yes, absolutely, actually. There's no question to that. I mean, even like with JP being like the way he was, like I just feel like maybe more interviews so you
Mm.
like really get to know the people you're putting on, but
So what is the interview process actually like? Is it an in-depth one or not?
um no, not really. From what I remember, I got a message on Instagram and then I had an interview. I think I had one interview and then they sent that interview to other people and then the people whoever's up top decided. But I think, they could have maybe done 4 or 5 interviews to really get to know who they're letting on their show.
Yeah, I mean, definitely with JP. They'd had to prop up a couple of cameras, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, a couple interviews and they would have been like, okay, this guy doesn't talk, so never mind.
Mm.
But
Someone actually wanted me to ask about JP being like pod friends with Aaliyah and how you felt about that.
yeah, I was fine with it. And I'm still fine with it. I mean, whatever. But when I was there, she would like tell me like, "Oh, we're talking about you," and like, "This is what he said about you," and it would always be like the sweetest stuff. And so I'm like, I was like, "Oh, that's so sweet." Like, I actually liked it because she was like bringing me information back.
Okay. But not like Lydia did to her.
No, it was like sweet stuff that JP would say about me and stuff.
Okay. And at the reunion, I know that you had said that like just again regarding like the makeup thing, you said that you didn't think that that was the only reason why. Like, do you still stand by that? Like, do you think it was just the cameras?
No, I don't think it was just the cameras because, like I said, he wouldn't talk to me even off the cameras, or like
Mm.
touch me or like anything. So I don't think it was just the cameras. I honestly don't know, and I was like hoping to get that at the reunion, but I didn't. He stuck with the makeup thing, which is fine. I got my closure. I'm good. I've been healed for a while now. I honestly just don't know if he was attracted to me, and that's okay. But I don't think it was just the makeup. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't wear makeup for 3 days in Mexico.
Yeah.
Like, and you don't ruin a whole ass relationship because somebody wears a little makeup. Like, there's no way. That's such a cop out.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying. So you think it could have just been an attraction issue with the makeup aside?
Yeah, and I said that at the reunion. I think it was just like that initial, like, I don't think he was attracted to me at all.
That's crazy because I feel like everyone is saying that he was punching anyway. They are. They're literally saying it in the comments.
I'm like, I know I try to look, but I'm like, I need to stay focused on you.
I know. I know. I'm difficult with it too. Oh, are you here? Yes. Oh, okay. I got you. I lost you for a minute. Do you think there was anyone who went on the show for the wrong reasons? Or, well, let's just say other reasons than to find love.
Mm, trying to like think back on everyone. I hope everybody did it for the right reason. No, I don't think so. I mean, no, I don't think so. Because I know even some girls, like, they got there and they're like, okay, I have no connection, like, I'm leaving. And that's big. Like, you could be on reality TV, but you don't have a connection, so you leave. So I don't think so. I don't know about the guys necessarily, but I know the girls, I think they went on there for the right reason.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think Carter definitely went on there to get his phone bill paid by Milton, but
I cannot. I bet you had so much fun with Renee. Did you have so much fun with her?
we had so much fun together.
I'm like, she's one to like be feisty and talk, and I'm like, I feel like y'all would get along really well.
She literally, what I love about Renee is that she just has like no filter and she doesn't hold back at all. She was like, "Oh, I'm just going to tell everything."
Yeah, she has no filter. Me, on the other hand, I feel like I'm very filtered, or I try to be.
But that's fine too. That's fine too. We can't all be feisty bitches.
Renee's
Yeah, I do love Renee. Also, by the way, guys, if you do want to see that interview, that was on YouTube. If you want to catch up with that, um, but as like a cast member of the show, what was like the thing that surprised you the most?
Um, Probably like sleeping arrangements. And then I would think that was like a big shock when I got there. And then honestly, how natural it kind of all came. Like at first, I would say day one, I was like heart's pounding out of my chest, and then it was like night one, and I was like, oh, I've got this in the bag. And then it just felt like this was our life, which it was for a couple weeks. And so, but it was weird. Like you became friends with those girls so fast, and like you didn't have the outside world. And honestly, me surviving without my phone for 3 weeks, that was a surprise. But
So
yeah.
when you say the sleeping arrangements, do you mean like in Mexico or when you was in the pods?
No, when we were in the pods, I guess I thought we would like sleep together like all together, but we were all alone.
Oh yeah, like in your own separate hotel rooms.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
And I
And
guess
then what?
sorry, I guess watching you think that you're gonna be like sleeping, I guess, in like a not like a villa, but you know what I'm saying, like a house with everybody. So,
Yeah, you thought it's going to be like more like Love Island kind of
yeah.
a thing. Yeah, yeah, sure. And then what about like as a viewer? What was the most shocking thing to you?
Honestly, as a viewer, probably, I mean, like the Lydia and Aaliyah thing, when I was there, it wasn't as dramatic. And so watching, I was like, oh my God, this is a lot. Like, and like I said, I like them both. And I think Lydia comes from, I think they both come from a good place. They both have good hearts. And I guess I didn't realize the extent of all of that when I was there. Like it wasn't as dramatic, you know? And so watching back, I'm like, holy crap, like this looks crazy. Not Lydia, but just like the whole entire situation.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, even as the show progressed, it seemed to get more dramatic. Like the reunion, I wasn't expecting as much drama between Leah and Lydia. Do you like what sort of like what do you believe more so in
Like what
that
they did.
with regards to them going on the show? Because obviously Lydia and Uche both said like quite conflicting things. First, it was like, oh, she read my emails, and then she stalked me on the show, and then it was like, oh, we had a conversation about it.
Well, my thing is, obviously I don't know, but my thing is if she just wanted to come to find you on the show, she wouldn't be married right now.
Yeah,
So,
true.
like, I don't
Well,
know.
but he kind of said that he didn't want her, so
Yeah, they did cut it off. I don't know. I mean, and also they were told not to talk about it. So that was also something, and I know Lydia has said that, and I know production has said that as well. Like they were told not to tell anybody or they would have to go home. So I think she was stuck in a really shitty situation. I don't even know what I would have done in that situation. I don't know. I don't know who to believe. I don't really talk to Uche that much. I think a lot of people could have handled things differently there.
yeah.
I mean, me being one of the people that could have handled some things differently, like, I don't know. I think we, like, you know, like we're human. We make mistakes and we're being filmed and we're being vulnerable. And so, and that's freaking hard to do. So,
Yeah, 100%. Who do you think could have behaved differently in their situation?
well, I think Uche was tough on do what?
I said everyone.
Yeah, literally. That's basically what I was about to say. I think everybody. I was going to break it down, but yes, everybody. We'll leave it at that.
At the reunion, I know you were keeping like your cards quite close to your chest about your new partner who you're dating. And do you want to tell us a little bit more now?
Sure, I'll tell you more. We were
Okay.
like in the talking phase because we were taking it slow, which I feel like is definitely something that I needed. We really got to like know each other, and so yeah, we're dating now. We've been seeing each other for about 3 months now, but he's great. I'm doing a hard launch next week,
I
and
was
or
gonna
actually
ask.
this next weekend. Yeah, I'm doing a hard launch. We're going to a wedding together. So I'm like, and I asked him, I'm like, can I post you? Like, are you ready for it? But he's honestly been handling everything so well, and it's going good. He's the sweetest.
I love that you have this in your diary. You have you have the Instagram launch in your diary.
So I'm like, I'm ready for it. But I want like the perfect picture.
Yeah. How did you guys meet?
We actually met on Bumble. Funny enough.
Okay.
I like said I was never gonna get back on Bumble, and I was like dating so hard, and it's so hard in Houston because I feel like the guys at the bars in Houston only want one thing, and that's not what I was looking for. And so I got back on Bumble, and we met, and then I saw his location go back to Dallas, and I was like, what? Like this can't be happening. This is not gonna work out, and it has, and it's been great.
Okay. What does he do?
He's a carpenter.
Oh, okay. Like Jesus.
Yeah, that's he's basically like Jesus.
Okay, love that. Um, and just like obviously you're in a relationship now, would you ever do like a reality TV show, anything like Perfect Match or anything like that?
Like currently, or
Well,
just
no,
ever.
not now because you're in a relationship, but just in the future.
He breaks my heart, then yeah. But hopefully he won't. I'm trying to end up with this man.
I also just feel like you're too good for Perfect Match.
Nothing against it. I don't think I would. I don't know if I would fit in.
You could, but you could be like the who was that posh French girl, Anubis. You could be like her.
Just like, what was she just sweet and like the little narrator or something? Got along with everybody. I don't really watch it that much. I think I've watched it once, but
Yeah, it was kind of messy. I hope they've changed up the format of it a little bit.
I think I would get eaten alive on a show like that, though.
In what way?
I don't know. I feel like on Love is Blind, like you don't really, well, this season we did, but typically you're not really dealing with like too many catty girls and not too much drama. Our season we did, but I stayed out of it. And I don't ever want to be in drama. And so I feel like with a show like Perfect Match, I don't know if I would fit in.
So say with like Love is Blind, if you take out like the cameras and you take out like the crew and stuff like that, do you think it's a good way to actually meet somebody and make a connection?
I do. I think it's important to fall for somebody for their heart and not necessarily what they look like. But I do think that like looks play a factor at the end of the day. But I do think if you can fall for somebody emotionally, then that won't matter. Um, but I think a lot of people date for the wrong reasons. We date based on how much money you make or what your Bumble profile looks like or how tall you are. And so I think going on a show like that, yeah, you're not looking at any of that. You're
Mm,
basing it purely off of the connection you have with each other. And I think that's such a cool concept.
I agree. I agree. That's why I started watching the show. I love the idea that like you actually can't see the person.
Yeah. And a lot of the couples like are still together, so not from our season, from
No, I was like, wait, what? Okay, well, listen, thank you so much for joining me. Before you go, I want to play like a really quick game with you.
Okay.
Um, it's called Who is Most Likely to,
Okay.
and then I'm going to complete the sentence, and then you have to tell me who from season 5 is the answer.
Okay. Are you going to give me choices?
No,
Okay. Okay.
but yeah, it has to be ones that we've seen,
Hmm.
and you have to answer.
Okay.
This first one like doesn't really work anymore because of Renee's announcement. But let's just take Renee out of it because I was going to ask you who is most likely to join OnlyFans.
Okay. Not Renee. Okay. Let me think. Oh, that's hard because that's definitely who I would have picked. Are you sure I can't pick Renee? I guess I don't feel like any of them would. Honestly, any of the girls that y'all saw, I don't think they would.
It doesn't have to be a girl.
Oh, it could be a guy.
Yeah.
Izzy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
But look, get you flying first class, babe. Who, apart from you, is most likely to have voted for Trump?
JP. Duh.
Who is most likely to break up with their partner first?
Stacy. What? I feel like she would. I feel like she'd just be like,
What,
I'm
you
done.
feel like the relationship she's in now isn't going to last?
No, I'm not saying that. I just think that when she's done, and she knows what she wants, and she's gonna get it. You know?
No, I mean like who in their current relationships?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Okay, okay. Sorry, scratch that. Um, relationship. Oh, I hate answering that question. Mm,
But that's
come
okay.
on. You're making me sweat over here.
Just pretend I have a gun to your head. I'm Carter.
JP.
Oh, that was a good answer. Who is most likely to go to rehab?
Carter.
Who is most likely to bring out a line of merchandise that doesn't make any money?
Probably me.
Not somebody that's already done it.
No, I started a line and it's not doing that well, so probably me. I'm gonna go with myself.
Okay. Did you buy Stacey's merch?
I did not know.
No. Okay.
But I helped model it.
Oh, okay. Listen, you can only do so much. Well, thank you for.
Thank you. I'm like, I'm
No,
I'm
thank
so,
you for playing my messy game and taking part in my messy interview.
no, it was fun. You made me sweat a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. It was so much fun.
Oh, you still like me, right?
I love you. I adore you.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect.
You're great. You're so much fun to talk to. You made me laugh the entire time, and I needed that.
Oh, good. That's honestly like the whole point of me
Yeah,
being that way, you know?
I know. I know
Oh,
when I saw your video, I know you're about to go, but when I saw your video of me and
no.
JP, I was like, who is this guy? It was so funny.
Oh, good. I'm glad you liked it.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
No, thank you for coming on to talk to me. It's so nice to chat with you.
Of course. Bye.
Okay, bye. Bye.